Union Home Minister Amit Shah has shown his tactical and diplomatic side of politics once again. After the escalation in tension between the northeastern states of Assam and Mizoram threatened to derail the peace process in the region, Shah quickly jumped in and resolved the controversy by soothing the flared egos, sitting across both camps and catastrophically setting themselves up for self-destruction. Shah has found a middle ground by talking with both state CMs, as neutral ground will be maintained across the disputed sites. This might come across as a disappointment to Nehru-Gandhi scion Rahul Gandhi, who had wasted no time to connect an internal skirmish with the border conflict between India and China, and we all know who tried to benefit from that exchange: China and other enemies of India. But Amit Shah has been quick to extinguish the fires that were being flamed by many sinister entities and has regained control of the situation by using meticulous tactics and very characteristics of the politically experienced Home Minister. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host, Atul Mishra. In this video, I will tell you how the Home Minister Amit Shah defused the ticking time bomb that the area between Assam and Mizoram had become. Let's begin. There appears to be a hint of thaw in the relations between Assam and Mizoram after the border conflict escalation and the subsequent gunfight that led to the death of 6 police officers and several injured officers. Upon the diktat issued by the Union Home Ministry under Amit Shah, the two states have agreed that neutral forces will remain in charge of the disputed zone, straddling the 3 Barak Valley districts of Kachar, Karimganj and Hailakandi, and Mamit and Kolasib in Mizoram. The Congress, which has enjoyed power in the northeast for long years and yet failed to deliver when it came to developing the region and stopping insurgency, is now attacking the Modi government by weaponizing the border issue between the states of Assam and Mizoram. In a sensitive time after the clashes between the Mizoram police and Assam police, Congress did the job of fanning the flames instead of helping calm the situation. While the opposition wanted animosity between the states to linger so that they could continue to gain political points from the controversy, Home Minister's active involvement by repeatedly calling both state heads and occasionally giving them the stick has finally bore fruit, as the two northeastern states look set to return to normalcy. The two states also decided not to send their respective police and forest forces for patrolling, domination, enforcement, or for fresh deployment to any of the areas where confrontation and conflict has taken place between the police forces of the two states during recent times. The decision comes in the backdrop of Amit Shah calling both parties and asking them to reach an amicable solution to the conflict. After fresh negotiations began, representatives of both states held a 90-minute meeting in Aizawl and released a joint statement afterwards. Both the state governments agreed to maintain peace in the interstate border areas and welcome the deployment of neutral forces by the Government of India in this regard, the release stated. The meeting also resulted in Mizoram officially condoling the death of 6 Assam cops, and as a return favor, the Assam government on Thursday also revoked its advisory against travel to Mizoram. As reported by TFI, after a momentary blip in the relations, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma had ordered the withdrawal of FIR against Mizoram MP K. Vallalvena after Mizoram CM Zoramthanga extended the olive branch. Sarma took cognizance of Zoramthanga's remarks and stated, "I have noted statements in media by Honorable CM Zoramthanga where he has expressed his desire to settle the border dispute amicably. Assam always wants to keep the spirit of Northeast alive. We are also committed to ensuring peace along our borders. To take this goodwill gesture ahead, I have directed Assam Police to withdraw FIR against K. Vanlalvena, Honorable MP Rajya Sabha from Mizoram. However, cases against other accused police officers will be pursued." While it is indeed laudable that common sense has prevailed and the flared tempers have toned down, it is also important that both state governments reach the end of the investigation. The gunfight and the events leading up to it need to be closely examined. After all, several videos in the aftermath of the incident circulated on the realms of social media platforms showed people in civilian dresses wielding the heavy automatic rifles and later bursting into celebratory dance moves after killing fellow countrymen. Sarma had already insinuated that non-state actors could have played a part in orchestrating the gunfight, as the drug routes originating in Myanmar go through Mizoram and through the Barak Valley. The long-standing border dispute finds its roots in the colonial past and to this date continues to haunt the integrity of the country in the northeast region. However, subsequent governments failed to find any solution to the problem and instead preferred to look the other way. Moreover, the escalation in tension came to the fore a few days after Amit Shah visited the Northeast to meet with the chief ministers and chief secretaries of the states which are part of the Northeastern Democratic Alliance on NEDA and asked them to resolve the border issues, suggesting that some forces did not want border peace. Hemanta, even before becoming the CM, had remarked that NEDA should help fight the drug menace that is prevalent in the region. A major source of funding for the insurgents comes through the drug route. Thus, directly or indirectly, Hemanta is the target. Exposing the fault lines through the border tension is a way to prolong the disturbance in the Congress. Congress, TMC, RJD have wasted no time in making it a BJP versus Northeast problem, thereby playing the side of drug mafias and insurgents. There is no denying the fact that Sarma is the tallest leader in the Northeast. Through the CAA, NRC protests and countless skirmishes by the opposition, he has stood his ground firmly. The political opponents and the insurgents across the two states fear that with Sarma at the helm of affairs, the border problem could actually be solved. After the ice breaks, the two governments need to repose their faith in each other and try to work together to nab the perpetrators that flame the anarchic events on the border. The Northeast has already lagged behind in the development race for long. Internal rifts cannot be allowed to continue any longer. Amit Shah, by using his political skills, has ensured that the violent flame is put out before it spreads and destabilizes the Northeast once again.